Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Ilan. I'm an academic. I'm a scientist at University College London in London, UK. I'm also affiliated with University of Agder in Southern Norway. And please do connect. We can continue the conversation. I've put my details in the chat. And to anyone watching the video, please look me up. I'm on social media and always happy to exchange and learn. The poem which I'm going to read I wrote for a project called Land Body Ecologies, and that's at landbodyecologies.com, one word, landbodyecologies.com. Again, for those on the call, the link is in the chat. That project is led by an artist studio in Yorkshire called Invisible Flock. Invisible Flock. It is funded by the Wellcome Trust, and it brought together a group of land-based, basically indigenous communities from around the world to examine what they are experiencing regarding trauma, and particularly land-based trauma due to environmental change, but also land-based trauma due to forcible evictions. So they were forced to migrate, or the environment has changed so much that they feel forced to migrate. And this poem is about two of those groups in Africa, who I will discuss after reading it. So the poem, From Away to Home. Forest was home. Forest was stolen. Logging, farming. Batwa away. Ogiek away. New home, new lives. Away from forest, not home, never home. Guide tourists to forests. Fight in court for land. Win, still denied home. Remember, grieve, remember. Tell knowledge to children. Sing stories to children. Still away, not home. Sadness with children. Want joy for children. Seek home for children. Forest is home. Forest, land, water, air, life is home. One day, no more away. So that was my poem, From Away to Home. And it discussed what two of our collaborators went through on this project, Land Body Ecologies. The first are the Batwa, whose forests are in the country today called Uganda. And they were basically forced out of their forest homes, so they could no longer use the forest for their livelihoods and their lives. And they're still trying to get back and support themselves. And there's one blog in the chat there on the Batwa. The second group are the Ogiek, who are in the country which is called Kenya. And I'll put, again, a blog in there because they went through a very similar experience, that they were forced out of their forest, forced out of their home. And the poem's words describe some of what they experienced. So the Ogiek, for example, took the Kenyan government to court over their own land, their forest, and they won. The Kenyan government was not interested in supporting the court ruling. So, I'm sorry, they're not in the Kenyan court, and actually the African Court of Human Rights is where they went. And the African Court of Human Rights ruled against the Kenyan government and ordered that reparations be paid. As of the moment, those reparations have not been paid. So there is a court ruling against the government of Kenya, but they've not listened to that. And for the Batwa, they are trying to keep their knowledge alive, their forced knowledge, by having tourists pay them to guide them into the forest. So yes, it does help a bit with income. It does help a bit with connecting them to the forest, but it's not the same as living there. And we also have this concern about their knowledge and their culture becoming a fetish. So basically just performative for tourists. So it's always this balance when someone has been away from their home, from their land, from their forest for so long. How can one ever go back? How does one keep that all alive? What I can say is they are trying. They are phenomenally inspiring. And we just hope that it does get better in the future. Hope is there, but as per the poem, it's not clear whether or not that hope can or will ever be fulfilled. Thank you.